3 suspects, including a warrant officer, a South African Police Service warrant officer, a detective Tau Ole, were arrested in Johannesburg. During the arrest, weapons that were used in this murder, which was an AK-47 and a pistol, along with cell phones, were confiscated.
Hint, 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 and then left it there.
The KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team arrival, they took these weapons and they went and tested them. So they conducted a ballistic test in order to check whether these firearms were linked with that murder and many other murders perhaps that will have occurred in the country.
Killed by a firearm which is still in the hands of police. They kill you, they take the firearm back. You know what I'm saying?
On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists.
It will turn out that some of the allegations refer to what happened in the sporting arena.
And cases.
I will leave it there.
Mkhwanazi told us that Kelly Khumalo was deeply involved in substance that cannot be named. Ask yourself a question. When Kelly was using, who was providing a substance that cannot be named? Do you remember this? That police went into that house. Some people went into that house investigating. They never found even a single bullet. But as soon as a certain group of police arrived, boom, they found a cartridge. I'm busy jogging your memory, guys.
And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and Correctional Services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng.
Now, accused number 3, he's arrested, Mncube, for a crime he committed in taking the taxi boss in Alexandra, right? He gets arrested. The people that arrest him says they took that thing, the firearm, they took it to ballistic test. It came, they were testing all the Senzomeyiwatrial. It came back negative. But suddenly it is now testing positive. There is an interesting information that I want to share with you in relation to the shenanigans on the Senzomeyiwatrial. There is something that was said by General Mkhwanazi on the 6th of July 2025. It was on a Sunday, on his press conference, something that relates to how police kills people, how police manipulate evidence. That information exactly fits this description of the things that we are saying in the Senzomeyiwatrial. I did not notice that up until somebody brought something to my attention and somebody said to me, Bongs, there is a person by the name of Gogo Machet, that old man who was on Suzo Wojbov's podcast. He said something very interesting about what Mkhwanazi had said on that Sunday, which I've just mentioned. So, having listened to the press briefing of Mkhwanazi, I did not pay attention to the fact that Mkhwanazi was giving us something that we did not, should I say we did not comprehend what Mkhwanazi was telling us. Nevertheless, today, I want to take you back and I want to share with you what you probably missed that relate to this. We've been saying this. We've been saying that there are some shenanigans here. We've been saying that. Turns out that we were right all along. We are being proven right. Guess what? Let me now, without wasting much of your time, I want you to listen to the video of General Mkhwanazi. And I want you to listen to this video very attentively. Like I'm begging you, listen to this video very, very, very attentively. Tell me what you will understand. Tell me what are your conclusions. But the video that I'm about to insert is not in the do not just listen in the exclusion of the following one, because there are two videos. So listen to this one, but what you will want to do is to wait for the other one, which will give context to this one. Very shocking revelation. Well, Sunday 16, it was on July 2025. General Mkhwanazi had called a press briefing. Some of the things that he highlighted was this.
The team left for Gauteng to go and assist organized crime in Gauteng. There was a shooting incident that had occurred in April 2024, where Mr. Swart, a QTech employee, was fatally shot while entering the company premises. QTech has been a long-standing service provider to Transnet. Shortly after the incident, 3 suspects, including a warrant officer, a South African Police Service warrant officer, a detective Tau Ole, were arrested in Johannesburg. During the arrest, weapons that were used in this murder, which was an AK-47 and a pistol, along with cell phones, were confiscated. I must applaud the team in Gauteng who had effected this arrest before the arrival of the team in KZN. It is the challenges that this investigating team of Gauteng encountered that led into the invitation to the KwaZulu-Natal police to go and assist. The KwaZulu-Natal Political Killings Task Team arrival, they took these weapons and they went and tested them. So they conducted a ballistic test in order to check whether these firearms were linked with that murder and many other murders perhaps that will have occurred in the country. Maybe let me pause on that one and come back into what had happened prior to us receiving the results from the task team, ballistic test result. On the 30th December 2024, the ballistic expert issued a ballistic report which linked these firearms not only with the murder of Mr. Swart, but these firearms were linked with a number of high-profile cases. And these cases include very high-profile South African artists that were murdered in Gauteng, which occurred dating back as far as 2021. I'm not going to mention them, but we have them on record.
Having highlighted that, thought to myself, wait, did you hear the word there? Police were involved in the taking of somebody's life, right? Do you remember that? A detective, for that matter, was involved. There's something that you need to pay attention to. Hint, 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 and then left it there. Firearms that were used. They found that those firearms that were used in the taking of some of this artist, he doesn't say celebrity, he used the word artist. The word artist covers everything. You will understand shortly. Notice the fact that the firearm that takes the life of some of these people comes from the police themselves. You're beginning to see it now. You're beginning to see it. if you don't see it now, I don't know if you will understand. You will appreciate this. We've been saying this. So I did not understand because I've heard the word artist. But I did not understand. I was like, why is Mkhwanazi talking about artist? We all jump to the conclusion and say DJ somebody. And we just said DJ somebody. We did not investigate as to, okay, if it's DJ somebody killed by a firearm, which is still in the hands of police, they kill you, they take the firearm back. You know what I'm saying? Wait. Listen to that. They use that same weapon to unalive a lot of people. Notice that point number 2, right? But it is kept by police. You will understand. You'll appreciate this. Then he used the word artist. Look, somebody today showed me this.
General Mkhwanazi talks about the killing of artists. Be broad-minded in your understanding of what an artist is, or of what a player is. If you broaden your mind when it comes to what an artist is, all I will say is this: be open to the possibility that this nuclear bomb, if it explodes, sports, arts and culture will be touched. Sports, let me emphasize. Sport will be affected. It will turn out that some of the allegations refer to what happened in the sporting arena.
And cases.
I will leave it there.
Cases related there too.
Exactly.
So, listen to this. I am beginning to understand something. Before I can jog your memory, I want to ask you a question. Here are most important indicators for you to at least come to something. Ask yourself the following question. He says, dating back as 2021. But notice this. We don't know for how long have they been doing this. That's number 1. There is another important thing that I want to bring to your attention. So once you ask that question, how long have police practicing that behavior? I want to take you into a video of Mkhwanazi where he spoke about the fact that there are prosecutors and, he says prosecutors, metro police, judges, and he names them, that are involved in the part and parcel of the drug cartel. Don't rush. Listen to this. Now, there's some news. Now, I want to show you something, guys. I want to show you something very interesting here. On the Senzomeyiwatrial, do you remember? Do you remember that on the day that Senzomeyiwa died, what happened? Who cleaned the crime scene? Why did they clean the crime scene? Were there not drugs there? Remember, Mkhwanazi said there is a group of drug cartel that involve who? Guys, catch this one. Senzomeyiwa, when he died, as it has been alleged, they were busy using substance that cannot be named. This tells us that Senzomeyiwa was somehow involved, or okay, let me leave it there. Let me leave that point. Do you remember that Longwe Twala told us that Kelly Khumalo was deeply involved in substance that cannot be named? Do you remember that? Okay. Come on. I don't want to go deeper here, but Mkhwanazi has given us something to work on here. 2 things that are coming to your mind now. There's drug cartels, firearm. Okay, let me give you the video of Mkhwanazi where he talks about drug cartels. Here.
In the year 2024, a request was received from Gauteng Organized Crime Investigating Unit to assist with the investigation to dismantle the organized crime syndicate that was operating in Gauteng, that was controlled in Gauteng but operating in the rest of the country and in neighboring countries. I, as a Provincial Commissioner, took a decision to deploy 10 members from this political killings task team to go and support this organized crime unit in Gauteng. I can tell South Africans that this decision was a cause for the disbandment letter of this team, because they overstepped their mandate of only focusing in KZN. They went to support Gauteng organized crime unit with the dismantling of a criminal syndicate. And I can confirm before the South Africans today that the investigation which these members were involved with in Gauteng has unmasked the syndicate. And this syndicate involves, amongst others, politicians who are currently serving in Parliament. The law enforcement officers include the members of the South African Police Service, the Metro Police, and correctional services. They include prosecutors in Gauteng province, the judiciary, and all these are controlled by the drug cartel as well as business people in that province of Gauteng. This act, of course, undermines the criminal justice system in this country.
Guys, there's something that I want you to understand. I want to show you something here. It has been said that DJ somebody was selling substance that cannot be named that belongs to this very same group of this very same drug cartel group, right? I don't know what happened. They are the ones who took his life. Remember that police are involved too in that thing, right? No, some are alleging that's the case. We don't have the proof. But we do know that on the Senzomeyiwatrial it has been confirmed that by Ulongwetwala that Khalikomala was involved in. Though they denied that on the day that Senzomeyiwa died, he died because of they were also doing this. But we do know that the cleaning of the crime scene, they were cleaning that cannot be named. Get it. Now, notice something here. Notice the fact that there is now more than enough evidence to believe that the firearm used on the Senzomeyiwatrial is not the right one. If you don't get it, forget about it. Yegele. If you don't get it here, yegele. Do you remember? We've been following the case. Do you remember that on the Senzomeyiwatrial, we've been saying that the gun that was used today, it's not the one. Now, let me remind you, I'm going to jog your memory. Kancane. Now, accused number 3, he's arrested Mncube for a crime he committed in taking the taxi boss in Alexandra, right? He gets arrested. The people that arrest him says they took that thing, the firearm, they took it to ballistic test. It came, they were testing all the Senzomeyiwatrial. It came back negative, but suddenly it is now testing positive. And we've been saying, this does not make sense. You don't get it. You know this one, you don't get it. If you don't get this one, forget about it. You see, this one, it got me excited. That's why I'm so jumpy. Guys, connect the dots. But where it becomes a bit clear is the cleaning of the crime scene. By who? Ask yourself a question. When Kelly was using, who was providing a substance that cannot be named? Hey, there's something here, guys. Guys. Come on, Mkhwanazi is up to something. Who was providing a substance that cannot be named? Who was providing those things? You want me to tell you everything? I'm not going there. No. And this, Two things that I want to understand. The issue of a firearm. We all know it's not the one. The guys who arrested Mncube have records that state categorically clear that the firearm that was found in possession of Mncube as a result, when he took the life of the boss, Texas Alexander boss, we know they have the record that it came back cleared. But suddenly they found one. Hey, two. According to the allegation accusing the allegation that accuses Mapiri for cleaning the crime scene. You don't get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. If you don't get this one, forget about it. I'm not going to spoon feed you on everything, but I'm saying Mkhwanazi has provided something. And this thing that Mkhwanazi has provided, it is giving light to this. But you need to understand one thing. Who was on that crime scene? Do you remember? Do you remember this? That police went into that house. Some people went into that house investigating. They never found even a single bullet. But as soon as a certain group of police arrived, boom! They found a cartridge. I'm busy jogging your memory, guys. Suddenly, a cartridge appeared. Remember this defense questioning the chain of evidence. Do you remember them? When a group of people arrived on that crime scene, suddenly there was a cartridge or there was a bullet that was found next to the jar. Remember us asking the question, why the jar wasn't broken or nothing happens to the jar? Do you remember us asking that question? You know, okay, let's celebrate 90,000 subscribers. You know, this is how you behave, you know, when you have 90,000 subscribers. You know, you don't spoon feed people everything. You know, you must behave like 90,000 subscribers. You know, I don't know how to sleep. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to dream. You know, guys, please help me. If you have 90,000 subscribers, how do you dream? How do you sleep? How do you dress? How do you talk? Joking, guys. Okay. Got you guys. Good, okay. As we move. 90,000 subscribers. Don't tell them. Don't tell anybody. Keep it to yourself that we've got 90,000 subscribers, but keep them coming. Let's leave there. Let's continue. There are some pieces that are becoming like there are some pieces that are you remember I released a video. Go and watch on my YouTube channel where I interviewed Advocate therefore telephonically. He spoke about money that was used in paying people, making sure that this trial doesn't succeed. Man. Angifuni ngiyekele ningatatazeli. Okay, take everything that we said with a pinch of salt. But I'm saying to you, for you to understand this now, to connect the dot, you need to understand this. The people that went into that crime scene as early as when it was about to happen, when it has happened, and the group of people that arrived later on, it will tell us something. Mkhwanazi has given us something to think, to ponder on. And Mkhwanazi, what he did, he just gave us a clue and left us like that. But right now we've got something to work on. I mean, leave it you. Let me leave it there. But remember, we've been saying that there is some shenanigans on these trials. On this trial. Abokaliku, oh Jehovah, I'm sorry for struggling to contain myself and such that I couldn't finish, or I'm struggling to complete a sentence. I'm sorry for that. But remember some things that happens there. Remember that, Kelly Kumar. gave us a logo about 3 to 4 contradicting statements. Go and I've done so many videos there. Go and watch some of my videos from the beginning of this. You will notice that Kelly Komalo gave us contradicting statement to an extent that Kelly Komalo fired her then a personal assistant of public image. What her name was Belinda. She was fired. Do you remember that? Okay, relax. The state brought a case. In their case, remember that they did not even know whether they are arguing a robbery gone wrong or a contractual killing. They just went to court. It is only now that they realize, when the defense cornered them, that they finally decided to go with one version. But even in this version of contractual killing, do you remember that they can't stand on one thing because there's no fact? Hey man, hey, bayeke bongs. Bayekele mfana wami, ngeke ubanikeze yonke into. Awukwazi ukubanikeza yonke into bonke. Awukwazi mntanami, awukwazi. Nawe usubasizile, wabenza bakhumbule okuthile. Hayi no, ngikhuluma nogogo wami, ungakhathazeki. I am saying goodbye guys. We'll see you on the next episode.